never fear risk, always manage it. It's risk. Like you can kind of calculate it on paper. And so for me, the fear was really just emotional. It was just me being a big baby.
Oftentimes you will reach a level in your business and life where you have to get on an airplane to see your friends, because the people that are truly like-minded and the same vision, focus, they may not be in your immediate community.
All else considered, why not? Why not you? Why not me? Start to build something that can become something much, much bigger with one piece, one brick at a time.
And so it sounds like the fear maybe was coming from just not trusting your underwriting, or was a fear that, hey, your underwriting was maybe too conservative because you wanted to like really rely on your underwriting? Or was it the fear of everything else, like everything else you thought about could go wrong and then it just like crippled you? Was that like was that the key driver that really helped you get over the fear that you had? Or was there something else? Was it more education or what?
I think education is important, but I look at real estate again, it's a fixed cost business model, right? You know what rents are going to be before you buy a property, basically. You know what expenses are going to be before you buy a property. Whatever the difference is profitability. I mean, that's basically it. The costs don't change per month. It's not like you have a variable cost business model with employees and all these things. So it's a really simple business. So I just don't think education, there's a base level of it that you need. Mm-hmm. You know, 6 months of education on real estate and like you kind of got it. The rest of it is experience. So I think seeing people do it, boots on the ground, really, really tremendously turned the corner for me. And that's sort of still now how it goes. You know, when I went to join Climb, or when I worked with them on the deal, and here in Fable, we partnered up on a deal before I joined the company. We worked on a deal that I knew would make money. I was just afraid of it. And maybe that's just who I am, right? Maybe I'm just, because I'm so conservative, maybe I'm unwilling to take certain risks by myself. It is what it is. But once I tagged them in and they were like, yeah, we know how to do this. We've done this before, and they had their hands on it. It just seemed so much more possible. So I don't know if I'm speaking in the universal or I'm just speaking for myself. But for me, seeing somebody do it, you know, I've learned, I've been good at a few things in my life. Real estate, I'm pretty good at. Cameras, I'm pretty good at. You know, powerlifting, I was pretty good at. And all of it, I got good at when I saw somebody else do it. And I was like, okay, that's possible. Now I know how to do it. I just got to do what you did. So I think for me, that's a tremendous way, not theoretical education, but like just watching somebody do it. Then maybe it's just ego. I'm like, okay, I watched you do it and you're just you. So I'm a very conservative underwriter. I worked in risk analysis at a bank. So like I watched businesses fail left and right. So that scares me. Also fear, dude, is, because I was an underwriter, I have this saying, never fear risk, always manage it. It's risk. Like you can kind of calculate it on paper. And so for me, the fear was really just emotional. It was just me being a big baby, which look, it happens to everybody. So like if you have that problem, like you should, I'm not discounting it. I'm just saying it's not rational. My underwriting was clean. There is definitely always a fear of what will the market do. But I think as you do this more often, especially if you have healthy reserves, goodness, if you have healthy reserves, dude, this business is very forgiving. It's when you write deals that are tight, you have no reserves, and then the market turns, that's when you get in trouble. But if you have healthy reserves, like you can pretty much weather storms. And so this is a very forgiving business. And I knew that it was just emotional.
For the longest time, I was even almost looking for like the wrong things in people, but I was looking for like success or affirmations from the people closest to me, but the people who were closest to me, not including Michael, didn't understand, like they'd never grown a business or done anything in real estate. So like, how can they give me praise on something that they've never done before? So there's even like that aspect. And like, that was even one huge reason I joined Go Buttons, because it was like, wait a second, like when I'm surrounded by people or women, especially who are doing the same thing I am, like the feeling that I want, because just to let the whole world know now, my main love language is positive affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Yes.
But that's the same like in partnerships and in your business. If you can almost look like just out of a wider lens to look in and be like, wait a second, like what is it that I actually need and want, and how do I go find it?
I had a coach one time say, you don't go to the hardware store to get a loaf of bread. So, you know, they don't carry loaves of bread. So you're going to the wrong place. So I would affirm you on that, Suzy. And same thing with me. I mean, I have had, coaches and masterminds and all sorts of different groups that I've been involved in. And often I'm like, okay, I can see what this group is bringing. It's either a very heavily focused business or, focus. And then there's some that are more personal or life coaching and I've had different times in my business and life where I've wanted and even been prepared to receive different things. Like maybe I wouldn't even have been able to understand that was something until I actually got to that place. Like I had to get to my business to a certain level before I could actually even recognize that something like GoBundance would meet a need that was beyond business, right? Because I'm a pretty business focused person. But even the team, doesn't meet all those needs for me, right? So I mean that's why I'm going to GoBundance. And
Yeah.
right. And often you reach a level, and this is something that I know quite a few, another mastermind, they say quite frequently is that oftentimes you will reach a level in your business and life where you have to get on an airplane to see your friends, because the people that are truly like-minded and the same vision focus, they may not be in your immediate community or in your business or in your personal life.
So although people, it's very appealing to people, right? Because even Michael and I have those conversations. Why do you think so many people are still hesitant?
Fear of the unknown, right? I mean, I just had a conversation with a longtime buddy of mine over the phone for maybe a couple hours. And he was like, hey, I've been looking at these properties. I'm trying to buy a duplex here and there, or maybe some properties down the shore here in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area. I've seen these posts you're putting out there. Does that really work? It requires some education. And even I was skeptical when I first got in, and you see these posts in Bigger Pockets. Hey, I'm closing these big properties, and hey, I know money down, and all these what you think seemingly high barriers to entry are kind of vanished. You're like, it leaves you skeptical. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of the reason I kept educating myself. I was like, okay, is this some kind of scheme or something? So you read a couple books, you're like, all right, maybe this guy got lucky. Yeah. Read a few more books, so then you start to see a theme, right? Dozens of podcasts, new people out there, and you think, why not me? Right? So that's why I tell people that are interested in this, they're starting to dabble, just feed them a little bit of information at a time, letting get comfortable with it. Continue to educate yourself on a regular basis. And eventually, once you get comfortable, you realize, oh my God, this is real. This is a real path for success. This is a real way to build passive income. This is a real way to build a career if you're passionate about it like the three of us are. This is for real.
So thank you so much for listening to this video. If you found value in this content, please go ahead and like down below and subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified when we have new content that comes out. Finally, if you're interested in investing passively with Suzy and I, we have a lot on our schedule for 2022, so please be sure to just go ahead and reach out to us. You can email us at exploremore@adventurousrei.com, and we'll be sure to respond to your email and set up a call so we can get to know you a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Until next time, explore more, adventure awaits.
Woo!